The aspiring leader who spoke with this newscast recently explained that the quality of life of Guyanese should be elevated, while alluding to the ease of doing business in the country, further outlining that it has become a quite tedious process for persons to even open or access a bank account on these shores. He mentioned that the country is badly in need of new road networks, since the amount of time persons spend on the roadways, especially to and from work, is unproductive. While encapsulating all the above, Dr. Charles posited that Guyanese cannot be left on the sidelines and that local content policy should not be paper exercise, but that the tangible manifest must be reflected through the lives and livelihoods of the local citizenry and the diaspora.
We have to look at it from the point of view, when we say local content, it is not local content on paper, but there is local content bolstered by resources which the system supports the Guyanese group that is going to participate in these different ventures.
The former director of the Guyana Water Incorporated highlighted that the job database should be created within the Ministry of Public Service, and every citizen should have public access to this repository to scrutinize and select options that match their skill sets.
You just don't need a minister leaving here and going to recruit people. The information, the technologies available, everybody should know. I have vacancies for so many nurses, I have vacancies for so many electricians, I have vacancies, and it's available. This is the process of application. A time frame is given.
Charles is of the view that Guyanese in the diaspora should be given priority for job opportunities in the homeland over foreigners after all efforts have been expended and validated that the requisite competencies and skills advertised are not readily available locally.
What are the vacancies that we have? Because we have Guyanese in the diaspora. The Guyanese in the diaspora and Guyanese here should have the first call on those vacancies. And we need to be reassured that if the skills are not here, then we can move to the immigration.
While the country has developed a number of drafts to its local content policy that calls for the retainment of Guyanese labor and skills instead of importing same, since the advent of the oil and gas industry, the Vice President of the country, Dr. Bharat Jagdeo, recently spoke to how the country was unable to conduct an audit of a $9 billion bill submitted by Exxon for costs associated with its operations here, and further telling media personnel at a recent press conference that the country was unable to perform the audit because the country lacked the requisite skills and labor to get the job done. This ultimately means that the country would have to foot that unaudited bill submitted by the oil giant, as agreed to in its production sharing agreement, which it signed with the oil conglomerate. As a wrap to the conversation, Dr. Van West Charles told Nightly News that the country's immediate focus should be centered around building capacity and partnerships to ensure that the resources of the country are safeguarded.
At this point, as a small country, we have to be building our capacity and also having partnerships within the globe that can safeguard our resources.
Wendell Badri for the HGP Nightly News.